Bum, 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 bum. Hello everyone, how are you? Inception, directed by Christopher Nolan. I would like to talk about this film as it is a Christopher Nolan series that I'm doing right now. I've skipped the Batman movies thus far because I'm saving them for the end. So the next ones I'll be doing will be Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. I don't know if you've heard of those movies, but they're the first and second parts of a trilogy that's going to be concluded on July 20th with a movie called The Dark Knight Rises. You might have heard of that one. So Christopher Nolan, one of my favorite movies of his is Inception. I saw it twice in the theater. The first time I saw it at the IMAX theater at Navy Pier, which is an incredible theater. The screen is 8 stories tall. It's projected on 70mm, just looks fantastic. And although Christopher Nolan didn't shoot any IMAX shots, any of those full-size IMAX shots, so basically it's like kind of like watching a DVD where the entire film is basically just takes up the middle of that screen. The size of the image still makes an impact, and because Christopher Nolan's photographic process is very specific, the way he will only shoot on film and doesn't use digital intermediates, and he just preserves the clarity and the sharpness of the image as much as possible in the process towards getting it to the theater. And that really pays off on those giant IMAX screens, because some movies that are shot normally, they don't look as good on IMAX because they're too grainy or the effects are too obvious, what have you. But it works very well. Aside from just the look of the film, for me the experience of seeing Inception for the first time was just mind-blowing. It was so original and exciting. And part of the reason why it was exciting is because although it takes place in dream worlds, there's still very specific rules that the characters have to follow in order to make it work. And that's very helpful. You know, it's helpful to establish boundaries and limitations that the characters have that just makes it more exciting. Because you know there's stuff that they can't do, and they can't just pull solutions out of thin air to problems that come up. They have to, work with what they have. That makes it more exciting. I've already made a couple movies a couple of videos on Inception when it came out, and I'll link them below. But just to talk about some of the filmmaking technique, Nolan wanted to make the whole story sort of a metaphor for filmmaking in general, which works very well, because the first hour of the movie is all preparation for their mission, which is like pre-production, and then the mission itself, which is like the actual shoot, where they have to deal with all sorts of last-minute problems and location difficulties and what have you, and adverse weather conditions and what have you. It's just like a film shoot, really. Additionally, the shoot itself is set up in a series of stages, which each dream level basically presenting its own location, but it's also like it functions as a metaphor for the various storylines in the film. If any of you have taken screenwriting classes before, you might have been taught to introduce storylines and characters and subplots one at a time, but then resolve them all within a very short span of time at the end, and that's what happens in Inception. Each dream level they enter into, they hit it one at a time, but then at the end all those dream levels are collapsed and everybody wakes up sort of more or less simultaneously, which is sort of mirrors a proper screenwriting technique. Now, I've seen plenty of good movies that don't do that particular technique, but it's something that's taught, and so that works well for it. I also talked a little bit about, in the previous videos, the way that good storytelling technique in general is demonstrated in the way they set up the premise, establish the rules, raise the stakes at various intervals to make the suspense greater. All these are positive attributes of good filmmaking, especially a good mainstream blockbuster like Inception. And what's really great about it is that, what's really amazing is that this might have been a hard sell for some people, but Nolan went to Warner Brothers after The Dark Knight made huge amounts of money, and said he wanted to make this movie, and probably said, if you let me make this movie, I'll definitely make the third Batman movie for you. So they're like, yes sir, Mr. Nolan, anything you want. $150 million to make a movie which Leonardo DiCaprio spends half the movie asleep? Sure, why not? No problem, as long as you're going to make a third Batman movie. There was some joke after The Dark Knight came out that I read online about how Warner Brothers was going to basically back an entire moving van full of money up to Christopher Nolan's house in order to get him to do a third Batman movie. It's like, just let me make Inception instead. And lo and behold, it was a huge hit, which is great. So I'm very, very pleased about the film in general. Like I said, it's just very, very original and exciting.
and something that I'll always treasure, the experience of having seen that movie for the first time. I actually, after seeing the movie twice in the theater, I have yet to see the entire thing all the way through on video. I own the DVD, and I pop it in every once in a while to watch one of my favorite bits, like the hallway fight scene where it's spinning, you know, or some of the better, cooler bits of exposition when they're preparing for everything, or the climax, whatever. But I haven't actually watched the video from beginning to end, and you know, I'm going to do that at some point. But I just worry that my excitement about the movie will diminish with each viewing, because I like to keep that first initial viewing really fresh. It's like with Seven, for example. Seven is a movie that I was just so completely blown away by when I first saw it. And each time after that, it's been, oh, I still love the movie, it's still fantastic, but that first experience of seeing it for the first time and that shock and excitement, you know, just can't be duplicated. So I'm reluctant to see it more times, but it'll always be one of my favorite Nolan films. This, of course, is going on my playlist, my Christopher Nolan series playlist. Additionally, you'll find my other videos on Christopher Nolan, including Michael's video on The Prestige, which just was a few days ago that he posted. And if you want to make a video about Inception or any other of the Christopher Nolan movies that I've talked about already and attach them as a video response to one of mine, I will include on the playlist. It'll be there for everyone to see. Of course, I've saved the Batman movies, so the next one I'll be talking about will be Batman Begins, and that'll be in a few days. And then just before The Dark Knight Rises come out, I'll post my video on The Dark Knight, in which I explain why The Dark Knight is actually my least favorite Christopher Nolan movie. I know that some of you are very curious to find out why that is, and I'll explain it all. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh, one more thing. I'm on a collab channel called the Movie Reviewers 100, which I don't really mention often enough on my personal channel. And I post somewhat regularly when I'm not doing a series on my personal channel, but not especially regularly, only just once in a while. So since I'm doing a weekly review on Thursdays, I thought I would take that opportunity to also talk about some of the stuff I've seen recently. We have theme weeks on the collab channel where we talk about either a particular actor, particular director. This week we're talking about Harry Potter, so I talk about my favorite Harry Potter movie, but I thought in the future I would also, in addition to whatever the theme movie would be, talk about some of the stuff I've seen recently and stuff that I'm recommending since I'm posting there every week anyway. So there's a link to that below. Subscribe, please, if you haven't already. I'd appreciate it. And thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next time right here with Batman Begins.